You're not doing it wrong, it just takes longer than you expect. I built and shipped 6 apps on the App Store, but I'm not rich yet. I'm trying to be. So here's what I learned. Think about how a pyramid gets built, right? So the base itself is enormous, it eats up most of the material, most of the workforce, but with every layer after that it takes less stone, less effort, until you're placing the last couple of building blocks on the top of the pyramid. That's what we call fairly linear progress. However, building software and building apps is not the same thing. It's more in line with what James Clear calls the value of disappointment in his book Atomic Habits. Basically, you put in the work, you expect a return, but instead things flatline or get worse before they get better, right? So we expect gratification pretty soon after we finish something, but that's not how it actually works. So let's say you start building apps, right? My first app was Verve. It was a recipe generator app based on pictures you took of your fridge. It didn't get any traction, and it turned out that my only users were my parents. It was also the first and only app that I built for Android. After that I only built for iOS, and we'll get to that and to why that is in a second. Failing itself made me stop and take a look at what went wrong. And at that point I thought it was only the onboarding and the design, but as time went by I realized that it was way more than just that. My next app, RetroSnap, it was a camera app that applied a sort of Fujifilm style effect to a picture taken by the iPhone. It was one of the worst apps that I've made, looking back on it. And it's what made me realize that I messed up by requiring an account to use it. I mean, who even makes an account just to apply a effect on a picture? So yeah, that didn't work. My next app, Nura, was a smart calorie tracker, and it was built on those features. It had a better design, it had no account requirements, and it was honestly one of the best apps that I've built, and I still use it myself to this day. But here comes the most important lesson. What you want isn't what the market wants 90% of the time. You can absolutely build for yourself if you want, but if you want to succeed, you have to look at what users use and what people want. And in regards to this, here's a tip from me: check the TikTok trends page. Then there's Elyr and Forma. I'm grouping them because I've built them around the same time. The design is on a different level, and I spent way more time on the icons as well. The functionality is more in line with what the market actually wants, and the pricing moved away from a subscription tier to a one-time payment. You pay $5 and you get the app and every single update after that for free. Now, you might think that one-time payments mean less revenue, and you're partly right, but you have to take in and consider some facts. First of all, your costs, APIs, databases, and whatever infrastructure you're using, and build in at least a 25% profit margin from there on. You should also take into consideration the Apple App Store taxes. For me, these two apps don't cost anything to maintain besides my own time. So that's building new features, widgets, and polishing the UI and UX. So that's why I landed on the $5 price tag. Now, in the beginning I said that I only built for iOS, and coming back to that, I want to mention that the reason for this is that Apple users tend to be more willing to pay a premium fee for a more premium experience on a certain app. And they also tend to value aesthetics a little bit more. And also on Android, you can sideload, of course, and there's also a lot of free alternatives to an otherwise paid experience on certain apps. And that's not exactly peachy for an indie developer. Now, software has to be clean and useful with pinpoint precision. Think of it as a car. You want your controls, your steering wheel, your brake pedal, acceleration pedal, all of them to be in the same place in every single car that you get into. Simply because you don't want to think about it consciously, it should come as second nature. Now, do the market research before you price anything, right? So let's say you have a competitor that charges $6 a month for the exact same features that you built into your app. Now you might think, okay, so I'm gonna price it at $5, that's $1 less, and people will come to me because it's cheaper. Not really. For a $1 premium, right, people will still choose the app that they trust more. If you're an up-and-coming developer and your app has no reviews, barely any downloads, no one's gonna trust you. You have to factor in trust. Trust matters a lot. If that certain app has 10 million downloads, right, 2,000 reviews, people will still choose that app, even if it's $1 more. I would still choose that app, right? Because for $1 more, you get peace of mind. So unless you bring something extra on top that the other app doesn't have, you have to go lower. And as an advice, I would go for $3 to $4 if your competitor has about $6 for their app. Of course, you might not match that 25% profit margin, but you can raise the price after you get some users. Until then, you need to bring in users, and you have to do that by lowering the price. Listen, I'm not giving this advice because I've made it. I'm giving it because I'm on the way of making it. I never liked advice from people that have already succeeded because it's always biased and it always sounds like, don't give up, you got this, study the market, do your research. That never really helped anyone, right? So it never really helped me. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents. Now, if you're into tech and lifestyle content, please subscribe and drop a like. It means a lot to me. I'm a computer science teacher, a machine learning, robotics and control master's student, and an enthusiastic entrepreneur. Now, I want to say one more thing. We all start from the bottom, right? But a strong base will take you way further than one with corners cut along the way. Thank you for watching.